And back to our top story, our breaking news concerning Israel attacking Gaza with airstrikes after assassinating the top military leader of Hamas. And at least 9 people are reported killed, including children. Well, joining me live now, as promised, is Israel Defense Force spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Avital Leibovich. Well, you claim you're carrying out limited action aimed at destroying rocket-firing capabilities in Gaza, and yet we're getting reports of civilians dying, including children. So how do you justify that sort of retaliation?
I think that 700 rockets a year launched from Gaza into Israel do not demand justification. We have 1 million Israelis which are under immediate danger, and they have between 15 and 50 seconds. This more than justifies this operation. We took this operation in order to defend the people of Israel.
And can you confirm that you'll continue this operation with ground invasion?
Ground invasion is an option. We currently have an operational assessment. Following the assessment, we'll decide how to proceed. For us, all the options are currently on the table.
What do you hope to achieve by an invasion? Is it just going to provoke Hamas even more and just turn into just a circle of more violence and death?
Well, since Hamas encouraged the firing of the rockets into Israel, don't you think it's a bit late for that? I mean, we are here in a pillar of defense operation in order to protect 3 million Israelis that are almost under this rocket fire. We currently are continuing the operation. A few hours ago, we targeted underground tunnels and launching pads. In these launching pads, there were rockets of different types. Some came from Iran. I'm referring to the Fajr 5. These are rockets with very long range that can nearly reach the city of Tel Aviv. We cannot allow this situation to continue. Our country deserves and has the right to defend its people.
You carried out a ground operation 4 years ago, Operation Cast Lead. Many say that achieved absolutely nothing, many civilians dying. What do you think is going to be different this time round? Why will you be more successful?
First of all, I have to disagree with you. The operation was very successful in 2008. We went down from 100 rockets a week at the time to nearly 2 rockets an average a month. So, of course, it was very efficient. We're not promising a totally stopping of the rockets, but we are looking at crippling the capabilities of this terror organization headed by Hamas. Hamas is accountable for any rocket fire that leaves Gaza into Israel.
And, of course, if you do take your action further, there is a ground invasion. It, of course, involves Israeli troops. Do the Israeli people have an appetite to lose troops under these circumstances?
I believe that being the military, the biggest organization in the country, we have the full support of the Israeli people because they understand that the next rocket from Gaza can reach their homes. This is why we have their full support.
Statistically, many would say that the rocket attacks on Israel have had not as much an effect as what's happening with the retaliatory attacks from Israel against Gaza. We're getting reports, obviously, of civilians dying. I spoke to an eyewitness earlier who was saying that even children were caught up in this. What do you say about this collateral damage? After all, you are using fighter jets and the Navy to target, what, something like 20 targets. And more people are dying as a result of that. So it's hardly limited.
I believe that there are casualties on both sides in the past decade. Now, we don't have any intention to target people that are not involved directly in terror, but Hamas is the terror organization that chose deliberately to locate its warehouses of rockets, its facilities of terror, its outposts right in the middle of the population. Hamas is accountable for any civilian death by doing this.
Of course, the time couldn't be any worse for this action taken by Israel. The region really is locked in conflict. It's a very volatile time. Don't you think that this could have serious consequences, not just between Hamas, Gaza and Israel, but of course the region as a whole? Many would say Israel is being reckless at this time.
I would like to see those people that are actually having these allegations. I would like them to see how it is to live in a shelter, even for 1 year, not for 12 years, for 1 year. What is it like for an entire family to sleep in shelters or run when you hear the siren within 15 seconds? We do not need justification.
But then, of course, on the other hand, the Gazans will say exactly the same. Surrounded by a wall, penning them into a tiny land. The harsh policy of the Israelis against the Gazans, they can say exactly the same argument.
The Gazans chose... It's not the same. The Gazans chose Hamas. Hamas chose terror. Terror is rocket fire. We will not comply with this kind of situation. Hamas is accountable for the terror. How can you even equate when Hamas chooses to target Israelis, civilians, while we only target terror activities, terror targets?
Defense Force spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Avital Leibovich, thank you very much indeed for joining us live there in Jerusalem. We appreciate your time.